What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Marvel Legends movie Venom figure. And this guy is a part of the Venom Pool Build-A-Figure wave, but he does not come with the Build-A-Figure piece. So if you have no interest in a movie version of Venom, you do not have to buy this figure in order to build Venom Pool. And before we get into this review, I want to give a huge shout out to Laser Pants from the Infinity Equation podcast for hooking me up with this figure. You know, he chose the wrong side in the Purple War, so I'll never forgive him for that. But at the end of the day, he's a good dude and he hooked me up with this figure. So thank you so much, Ryan. I do appreciate it, even though I hate you. Let's go ahead and start off by taking a look at the packaging. First off, we do have the standard Marvel Legends style packaging. It is collector friendly and all that good stuff. You are able to see the figure right here. You can see the accessories that he comes with. Down here it says Venom. That looks really dope. On the side of the box, we have some cool looking Venom movie artwork, or some kind of graphic or something, but it does look nice. And then on the back of the box, we get a look at the figure itself. We've got Hasbro's signature smoky photography style that they like to do, and the figure does look cool. To me, it looks slightly different than the actual figure that we get because it kind of looks like the white parts on him are sculpted, and with the actual figure, they're painted on. So I don't know, maybe it's just the way the picture was taken. Who knows? It just kind of caught my attention when I was looking at it. And then up here, we get that, very descriptive biography that Hasbro likes to put. There's like one sentence about Eddie Brock. And on the opposite side of the box, we get the same graphic that we saw on the other side. It does look very cool. And that's about it for the box. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at Venom. And so here we have Venom right out of the box. And as soon as I took this figure out of the packaging, I was instantly impressed. I think that Hasbro did a really nice job on this guy. And I haven't seen the Venom movie, so I really had no interest in a Venom movie figure. But with that said, I'm really glad they did it because they killed it, man. This figure is awesome. He's so much fun to mess around with. And he's a completely new sculpt. There's no reused parts here, and that's always exciting because it's fun to see how, like new articulation setups and just new body sculpts and all that good stuff. And the articulation on this guy is amazing. He's so much fun to mess with, and I think the only thing he's missing pretty much for articulation is butterfly joints, but we'll talk about all that a little bit more later. But yeah, this figure looks amazing. And obviously, it is a movie version of Venom, but I feel like this body can be reused for a comic book version of the character. And man, that would be like game over. That would be the best Venom figure out there, I would say. Because as it is now, he's pretty damn close. But, he's a movie version, so it's it's kind of bittersweet because he's amazing. But I really wish that Hasbro would give us a comic book version of Venom that was this good. But I love what they did here. And the body is a brand new sculpt, as I mentioned before, but there's nothing that's specific to movie Venom. I mean, he does have some like veins and things like that, but this body could definitely be used for other characters. So hopefully it ends up in rotation for, Hasbro's bodies that they pull from, because this guy is awesome. They did a great job. I mean, there's slight like texture that I guess is specific to Venom, but nothing that has to be set just for Venom. I feel like they could use this body for some other stuff. And I like the finish on it. It's kind of like shiny and reflective. And sometimes that's unappealing. But in Venom's case, that works out nice because it gives it that like symbiote look, But yeah, this thing is awesome. As soon as I took him out of the box, I was like, man, this thing is crazy. It's got really nice articulation and it just looks great. And I just love the size and the build and the muscles. Everything about this figure is very well done. And Venom does have two different heads, and both of them are sculpted very nice. Here's the first one here that has his tongue sticking out, and even though it is a movie version, it does feel very much like the comic book version of Venom, so that is awesome stuff. But I really like the way this head sculpt looks. The teeth are a little crazy. The paint isn't applied as well as it could have been, so some of the teeth look pink and things like that, but I don't think it really affects the overall look of the figure or the look that it's going for. It looks really nice. The tongue looks crazy. Check out the texture on the tongue. That looks nasty. But yeah, this head sculpt is great. And on the back, there's not too much going on. And the alternate head looks really good too. As you can see, this time around, he has his mouth closed. And the teeth are a little cleaner on this one. But I think I like the other head sculpt a little bit better. But both of them are very well done. And again, this is a movie version, obviously, but it does have a very comic book feel to it. So I do like the way it looks. That is awesome stuff. And let's go ahead and check out the details on the rest of the figure. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of sculpted detail on him. You could see some texture in there, but it's not like crazy, As I said, I feel like this body could still be used for other characters. I mean, they might have to smooth this out just a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty smooth as it is. But if you look close, there is some texture to it. But yeah, I like the design of this figure. And then we have the white lines here on him. Those look really nice. I don't know, but this figure is really making me think that the movie design of Venom is pretty badass. That's how you know it's a good figure, where it's making me think like, man, they did a good job with the Venom suit in the movie. It's probably gonna make me go watch the movie now. But yeah, this is awesome. And now for some size comparisons, we have Venom alongside the Marvel Select Far From Home Spider-Man and the Marvel Legends Far From Home Spider-Man. And I do feel like this Venom is a little small to be mixing it up with the Marvel Select Spider-Man, but I think he looks really good next to the Marvel Legends version. He looks like he's definitely something big and crazy that Tom Holland's Spider-Man would be afraid of, so I think that works out pretty good. And then next we have Venom alongside the Mezco 112 Collective Far From Home Spider-Man and the Mezco 112 Collective Homemade Suit Homecoming Spider-Man. And I think size-wise, this Venom looks pretty good next to these Mezco Spider-Man figures. And then now here we have Venom alongside the Marvel Legends Iron Spider from Infinity War and the Marvel Legends Homecoming Spider-Man. Next up, we have him alongside the SH Figure Arts Infinity War Hulk and the Marvel Legends Power and Glory Captain America. And then next, we have Venom alongside the Marvel Legends movie Deadpool and Marvel Legends X-Men movie Wolverine. And then now here's Venom alongside a couple of my favorite Venom figures. On the left, we have the new Marvel Legends Deluxe Venom, and on the right, we have the Marvel Select Venom. And then for the final size comparison, of course, we have Venom alongside the Marvel Legends Bucky Cap and Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man. And then just for fun, here's a look at this body with one of the Marvel Legends comic book Venom heads. And I think this looks awesome. And it really makes me wish that they gave us a comic book accurate Venom on this body. I think that would be really nice. But let's go ahead and look at the alternate head too. This is the other head that came with that same Venom. I think it was from the Absorbing Man wave. And look at that. That looks really great too. So man, Hasbro needs to get on it and give us a proper comic book Venom figure. It looks like they could kill it, you know, but they just have to do it. And Venom's articulation is really nice, but there are a couple of things that I wish they had done differently. But for the most part, this guy is a lot of fun to pose around and play with, and it's very hand friendly. You know, I keep picking him up and messing with them, and every single time, like, I'm really enjoying myself. So I'm very happy with the articulation on him, but there's like two things I wish were different. But let's go ahead and get into it, starting off with the head. The head does move side to side. He's got a little bit of tilt to it, but not a whole lot. And then he could only look up to about right there. And then he could only look down to right there. And that's the first thing I wish was different, because they went ahead and used this new style of neck, which looks really good, but it's very limited in terms of articulation. So I do wish that was different. But you know what? Any shortcomings on this figure are kind of made up by the torso, because I love what they did with the torso articulation. First off, we have a diaphragm cut, and just the diaphragm cut allows him to move side to side. And then it does have a pretty nice crunch going forward, and then it could go back a really nice amount. And then obviously it could twist. So there's some really nice movement at the torso. But in addition to that diaphragm cut, they also gave us a ab crunch. So bam, look at that. Crunches forward a crazy amount. I just wish that his head was able to look up a little bit more. So I might have to modify it. But man, this torso crunch is crazy. At first, when I was messing with the figure, I was just doing like the diaphragm cut, and then he kind of dropped forward, and I thought like it popped apart or something, but nope, he just bends forward that crazy. So that is awesome stuff. This torso is amazing. I love what they did here. And we've seen this setup with a lot of figures recently, but it feels like it's most effective on Venom. This is like the best I've seen this torso setup, so it worked out very nice. And then for the arms, we have ball jointed shoulders that do go all the way around. And that's the one other thing I wish was different. It would have been nice if he had some type of butterfly joint. But, you know, as it is now, it's fine. These shoulders are okay, and you could definitely do a lot with what we have going on here. But I think butterfly jointed shoulders would have taken this figure just a little bit further. But yeah, so we have ball jointed shoulders that go all the way around. They come out to the side to about right there. And that's a pretty good amount to go up, especially since he's a big buff dude. And then he does have upper bicep swivel. And let me see something real quick. I want to see how far his arms could get in front of him. So that's pretty good. So you could have him strangling someone or something. But with butterfly joints, it would have been even more, right? But still. And then he does have upper bicep swivel. I think I might have mentioned that. But in case you missed it, upper bicep swivel. Then he does have double jointed elbows, which get a really nice bend. So that's good. And then at the hand, we have a swivel and a hinge. For the legs, they come apart to about right there. They don't really go back too much. They only go back to about right there. And then he could kick forward a really nice amount. And then using the ab crunch really makes it seem like he could kick forward even more. Look at that. That's crazy. That is so cool. And then he does have upper thigh swivel. He's got double jointed knees that, bam, get a really nice bend. Whoa. There we go. Double jointed knees. And then there is no lower leg swivel, but the foot can go forward to about right there. Then you could bring it up to right there. And then we have rocking ankles. So yeah, like I said, this figure is just so much fun to mess around with and just do crazy stuff with. And it's all because of that torso. They killed it there. And then everything else is pretty standard, right? You know, double jointed elbows, knees, rocking ankles, all that good stuff. But man, look at that. So that's a lot of fun for sure. Alright, so even though a movie version of Venom wasn't a character that was on my wish list, I'm happy that Hasbro came through and gave us one anyways because they killed it. This is such a nice figure and they've been doing a great job on all the movie stuff. I love the recently released Wolverine figures. The Deadpool figure is amazing. That's like top 10 and I think this Venom is right up there with them. They did a really nice job on this guy and I just love the way he looks. Even though he doesn't have a lot of sculpted details on him, he doesn't really need any of that because the way it is very screen accurate and he looks badass. I just really like it. And I know that this is a movie figure, but I really hope that they use this body on some of their comic book figures. Obviously, I would love to see a comic book Venom on this same body, but also like Sabretooth would be nice too. So hopefully they get around to doing that. The articulation on this body is really nice. He's a lot of fun to play with. It's very hand friendly, you know. I do wish some of the articulation was slightly different, but there's nothing major. I have no major gripes with the articulation because at the end of the day, he's still posable and fun to play with. So, you know, it is what it is, but I think a different neck setup would have benefited the overall articulation setup and, you know, butterfly jointed shoulders. But like I said, I'm happy with what we have here. For accessories, I'm glad that he came with an extra set of hands and an extra head, but an unmasked head would have been really nice too. But still, at least they gave us something, and, you know, I'm sure they'll find a way to re-release this somewhere down the road. Hopefully then they could throw in some more accessories. But man, I'm extremely satisfied with this figure, and I think they did a great job. So anyways, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Also, be sure to hit the bell notification so you know every time I go live. Thank you very much. Peace. So here we go. Thank you so much for sticking around for the after the credits scene. And what I'm going to do here is show you an easy way to give Venom the pinless look for his arms and his legs. Hasbro didn't do that with this figure, and I'm just kind of becoming spoiled. So I want to do it for Venom, and I think doing this will add a lot to the overall look. Even though he's so dark, it's hard to see the pins anyways. You know, I just want to do it because it's going to be easy. But I went ahead and bought this stuff right here from Target. It's like this weird like moldable silicone, and you open it up and it's flexible and you could do whatever you need to do with it, and then you have to put it in place and then let it sit for like 24 hours, then it becomes like solid, but it's still like a soft rubbery kind of stuff after it cures. But this stuff is awesome. I use it to make like peg holes for Odious heads. I'll stick some of this in there and then mold it around a peg hole and then take it off and then tighten it up a little bit and then let it sit, and the next thing you know, I have a head that can pop on and off of a body. But since it comes in black, I think it would be easy just to fill in these holes. And then once you open up that box that I showed you, you'll see 3 of these little packs. And once you open this up, you have this stuff here. And you have like, I don't know, a couple hours to use it before it goes bad. So you have enough time. But I think this is going to work out really good because I already filled in one of the pegs and it looks awesome. It's kind of hard to see here. Once it cures up, I'll give you a close look at it. But, you know, this is going to be very like simple, you know. And I don't even know if I'll need to paint it afterwards because it's black. I might have to like just dry brush it with something so the texture maybe looks the same, but I think this is going to turn out really cool. And because the figure's all black, it's going to be kind of hard to see exactly what's going on here, but all I'm doing is taking little globs of this stuff and just stuffing it in the peg holes and just trying to stuff it all in there as much as possible. And then I just kind of chop it off. Chop off any excess and just kind of keep just stuffing it in there until the peg is full. Let's see. this is a pretty dull blade, so I'm not gonna cut up my Venom figure or anything. And yeah, there you go. Just keep getting it in there till the peg hole's full. You just kind of rub it down, and as you can see, the peg hole is gone. And you know, if you start inspecting it and looking at it, you might be able to tell the difference, but you know, it's black, so it's going to be hard to tell. But see, I've already done it on these arms and the legs. So I think it's going to look pretty cool. And then here's a quick look at the end result. And as you can see, Venom is now pinless. And it all looks very seamless and natural, and it looks good. I did hit it with a little bit of watered down black paint, but I don't think it was really necessary. I was pretty much just experimenting a little bit, but I like the way that it came out. And to be honest with you, this whole thing wasn't really even necessary. The figure looked awesome right out of the box, but you know, I just kind of saw an opportunity to do something quick. And I like the whole pinless look. It kind of gives it more like an import type of feel, you know. So that's kind of what I was trying to achieve with this, and I think I did it. I think it looks pretty good, but again, not really necessary because it's already a great looking figure. But if you want to do this, it's very simple. Like I said, you could buy this stuff at Target, and you could also buy it on Amazon, so I'll leave a link to that in the description below if you want to get your hands on this. But you could also just walk into Target and buy it. So you know, it's got a bunch of good uses, and I use it for a lot of different things, and I thought it worked really good for Venom. So I am really happy with the way it came out. But anyways, thanks for checking out this after the credit little modification, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Peace.